I plan my week starting from Friday, not on Friday, backwards from Friday. Before I write a single thing in my planner, I picture myself at the end of the week looking back and I ask, what would need to have happened for me to feel like I actually won this week? Then I plan for exactly that and nothing more. I know that sounds almost too simple, but it's the reason that I end almost every week now feeling like I ran it, not the other way around. And I'm a mom of three. I homeschool. I homestead off grid in northern Canada. My husband is also away most of the year, which means long stretches where I'm doing all of it alone. If this works in my life, it will work for you too. In this video, I'm walking you through the exact system: the mental flip, the planner setup, the non-negotiables that go in first, and the 30-minute Sunday session that holds it all together. I'm Erica. I help exhausted moms build small, realistic habits that actually stick. So hit subscribe if that's what you need. And before we dive in, if you feel like you have zero energy to even execute a plan like this, I have a 3-day energy reset challenge linked below. It's 3 days, super doable steps, and it's specifically designed to help you start getting your energy back through really small habits. Because a great weekly plan only works if you actually have the fuel to show up for it. So grab it below, it's free. Okay, let's build your week backwards. The direction you plan from determines whether you feel ahead or behind before the week even starts. Here's what I used to do. Maybe it sounds familiar. Sunday evening, or honestly, sometimes Monday morning because I kept avoiding it, I'd sit down and write out everything I wanted to accomplish that week. The cleaning, the work projects, the workouts, the school stuff, the meals, the fun things I wanted to do with the kids, all of it on one list. It was always too much. By Tuesday, I had already missed half of what I had wanted to do, and that voice would start in my head like, I'm behind. I should be doing more. Why can't I keep up? And here's the thing about that: the mental weight of carrying an unfinishable list all week is exhausting on its own. Like this constant low hum of, what am I missing? Am I doing enough? That background noise drains you before you've even done anything hard. So I flipped it. Now, before I open my planner, I do one thing. I imagine it's Friday evening. My husband just got home from work, or I'm wrapping up a solo week with the kids, and I ask myself, what would need to have happened this week for me to feel content with how it all went? And I'm not talking about a perfect week, okay? Just what are the things that if they got done, I'd feel settled and like I actually had it together. That's my target. That's what I plan for. And everything else that happens, everything else I get done is just a bonus. So I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and it has changed how I feel about my days and weeks. Because when I hit my non-negotiables, and I almost always do, the week was a win. Knowing what you need isn't the hard part though. The hard part is actually getting it into your week without overscheduling and burning out. And this is exactly where most moms get it wrong. Let me show you how I actually set the planner up. Most planning systems fail because they try to schedule everything. This one works because it doesn't. Now I use a paper planner. When I write it with my own hand, it becomes real in a way that, I don't know, screens just don't work for me. And I want to do what I can to avoid my phone where possible. So here's what goes into my planner first. Anything already on my Google Calendar. So I do put appointments, homeschool activities, anything fixed that I've scheduled way ahead of time. Those are in there and they get transferred onto my paper planner. That's my reality of what's happening for the week. Then I draw in my time blocks. And this is where I really want you to hear me, because this is different from what most people think of when they hear plan your week. I don't schedule every minute. I have 5 basic containers for the day: my morning routine, my morning block after my morning routine, my afternoon and evening block after lunch, and my evening routine, and then work blocks in there as well. So that's the skeleton. Those blocks exist every day, and inside them is where everything lives, with a lot of margin around it, room to breathe, room to get more done if I want to and if I have time to. Now, I'm not planning every minute. I am never going to plan every minute, and the fact that I stopped trying to is one of the reasons that this actually works for me. So that's the setup. Really simple. But what actually goes inside those blocks, that's what makes this different from every other planning advice you've probably tried. You don't need a full week planned. There's a lot of hours there. You just need 8 things planned. So before anything else goes into my planner, I make sure these 8 things have a home every week, no matter what. And they are meal planning, home cleaning, fitness, family time, work, quality time with my husband, weekly planning, and time to work on my to-do list. So those are the foundations. And when those 8 things happen, I feel like I'm running my life. I'm present with my kids. My home isn't spiraling out of control. My business is moving forward. My marriage is tended to, even across the distance. But there's one item on that list that took me the longest to make peace with, and honestly, it's probably the most important mindset shift in this whole system: the to-do list. The to-do list will never be done. And the second you accept that, the whole system just clicks. I used to try to finish my to-do list every week to actually clear it off, get everything crossed off, and start fresh, and I never did. So now I don't schedule tasks, I schedule time. So I give myself a block of time each week, usually midweek, where I chip away at the list, an hour, maybe more if I have it, and I work through whatever I can in that time, and then I stop. The list doesn't get finished. It never will, like I said. Like, there's always something to add, especially running a business and a homestead and a household with 3 little kids. The list is a living thing. That's fine and totally normal. But I'm always moving it forward. That's what matters to me. So a little bit every week, consistently, and over time, the things that actually matter always get done. Small, consistent progress always beats a heroic sprint that you can't sustain. And I've watched this be true in my own life for years, and I watch it be true for the moms in my course over and over again. And all of this comes together in one session, 30 minutes on Sunday evening. So let me walk you through exactly what that looks like. A week without a plan doesn't stay neutral. It fills up with other people's priorities, and yours just get left on the floor. So Sunday evenings, once the kids are in bed, I pull out my planner and I plan for about half an hour. My husband and I do it together whenever he's home. We sit at the table, look at the week ahead, talk through what each day is going to look like. It's become a nice quiet time we actually look forward to. Just the 2 of us getting on the same page before the week starts. When he's away, and that's a lot of the time, I do it by myself. It's a non-negotiable because I figured out that skipping it doesn't save me time. It costs me a lot of time during the week. So here's what the actual session looks like. I open the planner beside my phone. Fixed commitments go in first. Appointments, activities, anything already on my Google Calendar. Time blocks go in next. Then I ask the Friday question: what does winning this week look like? And the non-negotiables get placed inside the blocks first. Meal planning gets a day. Fitness gets spots here and there. Family time, work, quality time, each one gets a place in my week. And then it's done. The week exists on paper before it exists in real life. Monday morning, I wake up and there's none of that mental scramble, like, what am I doing? What am I forgetting? Where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? I just open the planner and show up to what's already there. And here's what I want you to really hear, because this is the part that surprised me most. When I stick to the plan I make on Sunday, I'm not just getting the essentials done. I'm finishing them with time left over. Not minutes. I'm talking hours, actual hours in the week where I have nothing I'm supposed to be doing. And that's when I can freely play with my kids, or chip away at something on my to-do list, or just sit and do nothing without that background hum of guilt. That margin doesn't happen by accident. It happens because I decided on Sunday what a winning week actually looks like, and I didn't make it impossible for myself. So 30 minutes once a week is what it takes. And the return is every other hour of the week feeling like yours. And that feeling of actually being present in your own week instead of just surviving through it, that's what I want to close with. This is not really a productivity system. It's not about doing more or cramming your schedule full of things you should be doing. It's about what the plan gives back to you. Because when the essentials are really handled consistently every week, you stop running behind and you start having hours in your week that are actually yours. Hours to go play without that little voice in the background reminding you about everything you haven't done yet. Hours to work on a project that matters to you, or just to sit and breathe without the guilt. That's what 30 minutes on Sunday gave me. Actual hours back. And I think it can do the same for you. So start here. This week, just ask the Friday question. Before you open your planner, before you write a single thing, picture Friday evening. What would need to have happened that week for you to feel like you were in control and you were satisfied with it? So write those things down. Protect them. Let everything else just be a bonus. Repeat it every week until it's just what you do. And if the plan is there, but the energy isn't, start with a 3-day energy reset challenge. It's free, 3 days, and it's built around the same philosophy as everything in this video. Just take small, doable steps that actually stick. So that link's in the description. And if you want to see how this planning system fits into the bigger picture, I have a video where I walk you through the 3 systems that took me from exhausted to energized. This weekly planning session is one of them. And the other 2 work alongside this one in a way that just makes everything work really well. So watch this video next.